ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody asked me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody asked me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody asked me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. I know. Everybody asked me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. I know.
What's up everyone, and welcome back to the ARK Online. My name's Craig Scott. I'm the family ministry leader here at Bethany Christian Centre, and I'm so glad you've come back, or it might be your first time watching us, who knows, but I'm so glad you're here with us this morning. We've got an awesome morning lined up for you, but we need to find out what we're learning about today. So we need to get the help from my wonderful automated button operating bot, or our Bob for short. So get ready to shout with us. Now, he hasn't really been listening to us that well, so maybe it's just what we're shouting. So now I'm going to say, "Oh, hey Bob, come and help us out." So I'm going to try something different today. I'm going to shout, "Our Bob, please come and help us out." Because it's nice to be nice, you know. Got to have those manners. So are you ready? 3, 2, 1. "Our Bob, please come and help us out." Nah. Maybe he thinks we're not like, we want help doing something or like lifting something, but that's not what he's all about. So maybe we have to say, "Our Bob, please come and press that button for us." So after 3, 1, 2, 3. "Our Bob, please come and press that button for us." He's coming, I can hear him.
Oh no, I am late. Oh no, I can't find the button. Can anybody see a button? Oh no, my name is Bob. I like to press buttons. There's the button. Attention, attention. I am going to press the button now. Ha! Ow! That hurt. Drinking by the Jordan with Gideon.
Slapstick Theater, Gideon's 300 Men. This is Gideon, who was a judge of Israel. In the time when Gideon lived, a group of people called the Midianites were taking over the Israelites' land.
Get out of here!
And the Israelites were starving. So the Israelites asked God for help. God chose Gideon to rescue the Israelites.
Hey, everybody!
And gave him the power to lead an army of Israelites.
Yeah!
One day, Gideon and his army got up early and came close to the Midianite camp. God told Gideon that he had too many warriors with him.
Really?
So God told Gideon to let all the men who were scared go home.
All right, you can go home. Phew.
So 22,000 men went home, and Gideon was left with only 10,000. But God told Gideon that he still had too many men with him.
What, really?
He told Gideon to bring the men down to the water, and that God would give them a test.
Okay.
Gideon did as God asked, and then God said, "Divide the men in 2 groups. In one group, put all those who cup water in their hands and lap it up with their tongues like dogs. In the other group, put those who kneel down and drink with their mouths in the stream." Only 300 men drank from their hands. God told Gideon, "With these 300 men, I will rescue you and give you victory over the Midianites. Send all the others home." So Gideon did as God said.
You can go home.
That night, God told Gideon to get up and go down to the camp to listen to what the Midianites were saying.
Hey, Pura, let's go.
Gideon and his servant Purah went down to the camp and saw the huge army. There were too many men and camels for Gideon to even count.
Whoa, that's a lot of camels.
But Gideon heard a soldier telling another man about a dream he had that showed them that God would give Gideon victory over the Midianites. When Gideon heard this, he worshiped God.
Come on!
Then Gideon and his army of 300 men went down to the Midianite camp. They blew their horns and held torches in their hands. They yelled out, and the Midianite soldiers rushed around in a panic and tried to escape. Then God caused the Midianites to start fighting against each other. Because of God's power, Gideon and his army had victory over the Midianites that day.
Welcome back to TikTok of the Week. I'm so excited today because we've got another 2 fantastic videos that's been sent in. The first one is a TikTok of the Week, and it comes from Ruby, who I believe is watching all the way from Spain. She sent it to her gran, sent it to me, and it's fantastic that you're watching, Ruby. So hello, Ruby. So roll the clip.
Would you let me lead you even when you're blind? In the darkness, in the middle of the night, in the silence, when there's no one by your side, would you call in the name of love? In the name of love, name of...
Awesome, 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 Ruby. The second video that we've got today is actually a video of the week, and it comes from Caleb, who has sent this in via his mom. This was just a video he's made. It's funny, it's creative, and he sent it to our Facebook page. That's what you can do if you don't want to use TikTok. So roll it. Awesome, Caleb, awesome. Remember guys, if you make a funny or creative TikTok, please mention us or save the video and send it to our Facebook page. Or if you don't want to use TikTok, just make a funny video, make a creative video and send it to our Facebook page as well. We'd love to see it, and you never know, you could be the TikTok or video of the week next week. Right guys, we're going to sing our new song. It's all about God being better than the best thing. 3rd week in a row we're singing it, but I wanted just to learn it, wanted just to get to know it, and wanted just to get to love it. So play that song.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Nothing like your love, Jesus. There's nothing like your love, and I can't stop my lips from singing. I can't stop my voice from shouting about your love. It's everything I ever wanted. Jesus, you're better than the best thing. Your love is making my heart sing. Nothing could ever separate me from you. Your grace, there's nothing like your grace, Jesus. There's nothing like your grace, and I can't stop my lips from singing. I can't stop my voice from shouting about your love. It's everything I ever wanted. Jesus, you're better than the best thing. Your love is making my heart sing. Nothing could ever separate me from you.
I'm back, so it must mean it's memory verse time. Craig?
Oi oi.
No, that's my bit.
But that's my bit you've just done.
Oi oi!
Oi oi. Time for another fantastic memory verse. This week it comes from the book of Deuteronomy and it reads, The Lord your God is God. He is the faithful God. He keeps his promises for all time to come. Deuteronomy 7 verse 9.
Boom.
It's a good one. I like it. I like it. Like it a lot. Do you want to do some actions? We'll get some actions, folks.
we'll
A bit
need some
wordy,
actions.
bit might be hard for the kids, so we'll get them to do some actions to help remember it. So the Lord your God is God. He is a faithful God. He keeps his promises for all time to come. Deuteronomy. Book? Should we do a book for Deuteronomy?
Yeah.
Deuteronomy 7 verse 9. Do it again.
Yeah.
So, the Lord your God is God. He is a faithful God. He keeps his promises for all time to come. Deuteronomy 7 verse 9. I think we can do it faster. Here we go. The Lord your God is God. He is a faithful God. He keeps his promises for all time to come. Deuteronomy 7 verse 9. Faster. The Lord your God is God. He is a faithful God. He keeps his promises for all time to come. Deuteronomy 7 verse 9. Faster. The Lord your God is God. He's faithful God. He keeps his promises
For all the time to come. Deuteronomy 7 verse 9.
One more time.
No, can't be faster.
But slow this time.
Okay then.
The Lord your God is God. He is a faithful God. He keeps his promises for all time to come. Deuteronomy 7 verse 9. Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Right, Jodi, we haven't discussed who you want to take on as your challenge team this week. Do you want boys or girls?
Well, I have had the boys, haven't I, for the past couple of times.
Yes, I've had girls for 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I'll go with the girls.
I'll go with the boys, since I am a boy, and boys rule.
But ladies are first.
Yep, ladies first. So what's your first challenge?
So I will do my first challenge. So we'll do the pirate.
Pirate.
Just cover one of your eyes, grab one of your legs, and after 3, 1, 2, 3. The Lord your God is God. He is the faithful God. He keeps his promises for all the time to come. Deuteronomy 7 verse 9. Whew! I covered me good eye, so I could hardly see.
Bit silly.
Never mind.
Right, well you did pirates, I'm going to do superheroes because it's very relevant to the story.
Oh, it is, yes.
We're going to be singing a song about it next. So, we're going to be doing a bit of this, standing like a superhero, and a bit of this. I'm Batman. That's how we're going to do. I'm Batman. So, are you ready? After 3, get ready to do the superhero while doing the memory verse. So, up on your feet. 1, 2, 3. The Lord your God is God. He is a faithful God. He keeps his promises for all time to come. Deuteronomy 7 verse 9. The worst Batman impression of all time.
It's a bit scary.
I'm Batman. But anyway,
Boom.
Boom.
Right, girls, for our second challenge, we're going to do the crisscross. But you'll not be able to see my feet, so we're going to jump and crisscross our feet while doing it. See, it just looks like you're
I'm
jumping.
doesn't it?
So our feet is going to be doing this whilst jumping, okay? So after 3, 1, 2, 3. The Lord your God is God. He is the faithful God. He keeps his promises for all the time to come. Deuteronomy 7 verse 9. Boom.
Nice, nice, nice. Boys, your second challenge is going to be head, shoulders, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. And eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Don't sing though.
No, you don't need to sing, you need to say the memory verse while you're doing it. So are you ready? Up on your feet. Let's see if I can do it. 1, 2, 3. The Lord your God is God. He is a faithful God. He keeps his promises for all time to come. Deuteronomy 7 verse 9. It's quite hard to keep track of what you've done.
I think you just made that up. That wasn't
Well,
heads and shoulders at all.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes, eyes, mouth.
Yeah,
and
you
ears,
did.
Yeah?
Eyes and ears and
Eyes
mouth
and
nose.
mouth. Rubbish.
Boom.
Hopefully you did it better at home. We need a mix challenge now, one that everyone can do. Should we do the one we were talking about?
No.
We're going to do the one we were talking about. So you need to grab someone else in the household, and you need to either get a piggyback or receive a piggyback while doing the memory verse. Do you want me to get on your back?
Yeah, come on then.
I don't think it's a good idea. I think you should jump on mine.
Right, you're then.
Ready? 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
Jump us up.
And
The Lord your
no,
God.
we're going to need to count them in. They're definitely going to need more than 3 seconds to get on someone's back.
Come on then.
So, how's the weather? Everything all right?
Yeah, it's great. How
Right,
are
I
you
think they'll
doing?
be ready now. So, after 3, 1, 2, 3.
The Lord your God is God. He is the faithful God. He keeps his promises for all time to come. Deuteronomy 7 verse 9. Boom.
Oh, it's a good one, that. I liked it. So remember, guys, if you've done the memory verse, done any of the challenges, or just even read the memory verse, send it into our Facebook page, take a picture, take a video. Jodi's playing charades again. Send it into our Facebook page. We would love to see it. What's your fancy this week? Let us guess. A song.
Yeah, how did you guess?
Because it's always a song, but this week it's Jesus, You're My Superhero.
Roll it.
Hey, oh, let's go.
He's the one who makes the sun shine. He's the one who puts the moon in the sky. He's the one who hung the stars one by one. He's the one who makes the birds sing. He's the one who makes your dreams so high. He's the one who makes me smile. Day by day, Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Spider-Man. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Superman. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Batman. Yeah, 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 yeah. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Bobby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Better than Action Man. Better than everyone. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend. Jesus, you're my superhero. You're my star, my best friend.
Hey, oh, let's go.
Hi everyone. Today we've moved a little bit left of the Jordan and we're in a place called Harrod Springs. Harrod Springs had lovely fresh drinking water. You couldn't really drink the water out of the Jordan. We saw that with Naaman. It was dirty and it was muddy. There's some guys who were really thirsty who were going to have a drink out of that water. Do you know what? You can actually go to Harrod Springs today. It's a place in Israel where people go on holiday, they play in the spring water, they drink the spring water, and I've seen the kids paddling in it. It's beautiful. And actually there's a little cave there, and it's still called Gideon's Cave today. And that's who our story is about today. Gideon, one of God's superheroes. Mind you, Gideon didn't start off being a hero at all. He was a scaredy cat. Instead of doing his work outside, he used to hide inside where the wine press was. And he used to get the wheat on the end of a fork, and he used to think, I hope nobody can see us in here. You see, he was hiding from the Midianites. The Midianites were God's people's enemies. They'd come and stolen and overrun God's promised land. You see, God's people had stopped making God their number one. They just wanted to do everything themselves without God's help. So God had stepped back and he let the enemies come and rule their land. But God had a plan. One day he sent an angel to scaredy cat Gideon, who was even scared of the angel. The angel said, Gideon, mighty man of valour, God has a plan for you. Mighty man of valour, mighty warrior. He sounds like a superhero. But actually Gideon said, no, I can't do a job for God. I'm too scared. My family is the smallest family in the whole of God's people, and I'm the smallest in my family. I'm the weakest. I can't do anything for God. But the angel said, God is going to be with you, Gideon. He's going to help you do it. Do you know, boys and girls, if God ever has a job for us to do, he'll make us able to do it. And that's exactly what it did. Gideon went out and he started to get an army of God's people. In fact, he blew his own trumpet. He went to all the hills round about and he sounded the trumpet call for people to come and join God's people's army. And do you know, by the end of it, this mighty warrior for God, who was really a scaredy cat, had joined up 32,000 men. Wow, that sounds great, doesn't it? That sounds like a good army for Gideon. But actually, the Midianites, they had 135,000 men. 32,000 and 135,000. Oh, I couldn't even imagine what that looked like. So I asked our Bob to find out. And he said the Midianite army, over 135,000, would fit into Wembley Stadium, 90,000, and the Stadium of Light, over 45,000. Oh, wow, that's some army. 135,000 versus 32,000. Well, they would fit into Leicester City Stadium, King's power. But our king was going to show his power. You would think that would have been great for Gideon, all that many men to fight. But actually God said, that's too many. If you fight with that many men, all of those God's people will think they were strong and that they were able to fight anybody. We're going to show them that it's God who will fight for them. So God says, send all of those home who are frightened. It's a nation of scaredy cats, boys and girls, because the Bible says 22,000 people went home. That's enough to fill Watford Stadium in Vicarage Road. So all the vicars went home. So that left Gideon with 10,000 men. Just like that good old Grand Old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. Well, they were marching nowhere. I wonder how many 10,000 looks like. I think our Bob said it would fill up the rugby stadium at Kingston Park at Newcastle. 10,000 men. Surely 10,000 versus 135,000 would show a big miracle. No, God said that's still too many. The people will just think they can rely on their own strength. So God gives them a test at the riverside. Well, it's not the Riverside Stadium, it's just down by the spring, Harrods Spring. Do you know what he did? How would you test to see which soldiers should be fighting for you? Would it be how strong they are, how many press-ups they could do, how fast they could run into battle, how good they were with the sword, maybe with a bow and arrow, maybe just how very brave they were? But actually, God said, no, Gideon, get them to go down to the spring and get them to drink some water. Drink some water? How is that going to show how good a soldier somebody is? Well, this is what God says. I'll tell you which one of them can stay and fight and which one of them can go. You see, all those who went down to the riverside and stood like these men and cupped up the water in their hands and licked it, they were staying alert. They were ready for action. They would be able to see the enemies coming at any time. God chose those who cupped up the water in their hands and stood and licked it like your dog would. But those who ran, went down on their bellies and head first into the water and jumped into the water, where were their weapons? Where were their eagle eyes? They had their backs to the enemies and their faces in the water. God said, send all of those home. Oh dear, how many would there be? Well, at the end of the day, there were just 300 men who drank the way God said. Everybody else had to go home and 300 men were left to fight. That's enough to fill, well, our church. If you have all those seats and then add a few more seats in, like sometimes we do at Christmas time, there would be enough seats for 300 men. 300 men versus 135,000 that would fill Wembley in the Stadium of Light. It looks like no contest. But what we're forgetting is God said 300 men were just right. 300 plus Gideon plus God, because God is number one. And God fills the whole world and the whole universe. With God on your side, you can do anything. You see, God made the army smaller so that when they won, they would know it was with God's help. They wouldn't just think they were great and you were, hey, we are the champions. They would know with God on their side, it was God who gave them the victory. And they would remember all the stories they'd heard of the one true God. And God would be their number one. So God was now going to tell them what weapons to use. What weapons would you use? God could do anything. He could bring any weapons from the future. He could give them some super duper type weapons, couldn't he? Oh, we'll have to have a look at the battle plans, because I'm looking here and I can't wait to tell you what he told them to bring. So if they were going to be heroes for God, perhaps he could have given them superhero powers or superhero weapons. Perhaps he could have given them the Wonder Woman lasso of truth, and he could have captured them all and lassoed them all. Perhaps he could have given them her super duper sword to fight with. Perhaps if it was like a Batman belt he gave everybody, and there would be things in there, maybe the batarangs, and they could just throw them at people. Oh, if only he could give them super power weapons. Maybe he could give them, whose is this? Who would use a shield like that? That's right, Captain America's shield. Or perhaps he could have given them Spidey powers, like Spider-Man, and webbed them and picked them off one by one with their webs. Or maybe he could have used, who uses a hammer like that? Who goes right down on the ground? Maybe he could have given them a hammer crafted and made into a powerful weapon like Thor's. Or maybe he could have suited them all up like Iron Man. God could do that, you know, but he didn't. He chose to give them some very simple weapons. He said to them, each man take a torch. Now, he didn't mean a torch like that. He said each man get a torch that they would have had in those days, and they're a bit like this, and cover it with a clay jar. And each man take a trumpet. And when I tell you at the right time, I want you to go right down to their camp, surround them on 3 sides, and when I give the signal, and I'll show you what happened. God told Gideon exactly when to give the trumpet blast. He said to then get all of the men to take off the clay pots, to smash them on the ground, and to turn on their torches. I think it might go a little bit like this. Can you imagine? It was really black dark at night. The Bible says there was no moon. Everybody was asleep in the camp. There would have been the noise of the cracked pots. There would have been the noise of people blowing trumpets. And God had told them to shout, for the sword of the Lord and for Gideon. And everybody then had to just stand still. You see, the people in the camp, they were woken up. And you know what it's like when somebody wakes you up. You don't know where you're at, you don't know what you've been doing. You feel a little bit grumpy. They started to feel extremely grumpy. Then when they looked up and saw that circle of fire and all the noise and God's people, they thought, oh no, they've got God on their side. Come on, let's go. Most of them ran away, but the others were so confused, they started to fight each other. And all of the soldiers were dead. All of them, through God's power, had been defeated by a torch, a trumpet, and God's people trusting in God. God had won that battle for them. They just needed to do exactly what he said and be still while God sorted that big problem of the Midianites out. They just had to rely on God because they knew they could count on him for everything. Do you know, boys and girls, whatever we do in life, we might be worried about something big or small like we learned about last week. We can always rely on God to fight our battle and stand in our corner for us. Can you remember that story about David and Goliath? All David needed was a catapult and a stone, or it might be called a sling and a stone, and God on his side. We used to sing a song, didn't we, about that? God's people aren't super brave, superheroes. They don't have muscles from their head to the toes. They're not gladiators. It's easy to see. In fact, it's amazing. They're just like you and me. With God on our side, he can do absolutely anything. So let's have a look at that craft box and see what we're making this week.
Let's go!
So inside our craft box this week, for the bunnies and the younger ones, you're going to make the trumpets. The trumpets that are actually made out of sheep's horns in our story. And they would blow them. You were going to make them, and you can decorate them how you like. And do you know what? You can do a trumpet praise just for God. The older ones, they're going to make the torch and the jar. Let's have a look at it inside. So it says, for the Lord and for Gideon. It tells you where you can find it in the Bible. Judges 7 verse 18. Inside there's a flame and there's a little split pin in there. That's why the younger ones are not going to be doing this one. But it'll be inside your bit of paper. It'll be actually attached to it, so you'll be able to find one on your bit of card. And you'll put your pot on, colour it in, colour your flame, and it says, for the Lord and for Gideon. And we're all going to get a shield to make. You can colour it in. There should be some spare card so that you can colour in, stick it on, cut round, leave about 1 centimetre all the way round, and then you'll cut some off and make a handle for it so you can make your shield. And it does look like a shield, doesn't it? Hope you enjoy making those ones. So next week we're back in the River Jordan. It's going to be Jesus is baptised in the Jordan. Did you know all those stories we've had about the Jordan River is the same river where Jesus was baptised? Can't wait for that one. See you next week, everyone. Bye.
Let's go!
Challenge Craig. Today's contestants, Craig versus Gideon. Let's get it on!
And welcome back to Challenge Craig. This is the part of the show where I set you guys a challenge using everyday household objects, and you very rarely beat me. Nobody must have beat me at the bottle flip challenge, as we didn't receive a single video for it, so I guess I am still the champion with 11 bottle flips. This week we are doing the pencil flip challenge. So you need to grab yourself a load of pencils, a cup from your kitchen or wherever you keep your cups, you might keep them elsewhere. The aim of the game is to throw your pencil like so and try and make it land in the cup like that. You can't just stand over it and go like that. That's not a challenge, that's just putting pencils in a cup. So you've got to stand back. I would hold it at the side that doesn't have the pointy bit, and you just got to try and flick it in, and it's harder than it looks. There we go. So you've got 30 seconds on the clock. I'll set a decent time as always.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There you go, 15. Decent score, decent. Bringing in James and Jonah again. They're going to give it a try, see if they can beat me. And first up, it is Jonah. And Jonah's with us. He's going to try and beat my very, very high score. Have you done much pencil flipping before, Jonah?
Not really.
Not really? No? Well, you know what you've got to do. You've got to take it by the end of the pencil. You just got to kind of like flick it in like that. But that one got stuck to my finger. That one did too. There we go. Sorry, I'm throwing away all your pencil seeds.
You are,
sorry.
sabotage.
While you're picking them up, have you got any shout outs you want to do?
I'll shout out Cohen.
Cohen
Mayhall.
No way.
Change it up a little.
Good morning, Cohen. Hope you're doing all right. Do you think you'll beat my high score?
I doubt it.
You doubt it?
But, you know, you never know.
No, but yeah.
There's a chance.
It is called Challenge Craig. The reason is because I'm good at everything. Okay, your time to shine, Jonah.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
1. 1. 2. 3. 4. 4.
Okay.
Are you happy with your score, Jonah?
Not really.
Yeah, I wouldn't
at
be
all.
I wouldn't be either. But I'm not going to tell you what I scored until everyone's been through. So next up, we bring in James Vardy.
Right, come on. What challenge have you got for me today, Craig?
You alright, James Vardy? How are you doing?
Craig Scott. I'm okay.
So this challenge is the pencil flip challenge. You got to take the pencil like that and kind of throw it in to the thing, like so.
Just
cool.
it
Exactly like that.
Cool.
You should have kept that one for when you were doing. So do you think you'll do better than last week? Because I believe you only got 4 in the bottle flip challenge, which was pretty dismal.
Well, I'm off to a good start already.
But if I remember correctly, last week you got 2 in a row and then failed miserably after that. Yeah.
Well, they kept going down there, didn't they?
They did. So please don't throw pencils about over there.
I'll try not to.
Try and get them in the cup.
Trying to get them in the cup because that's the challenge, isn't it? Challenge, Craig.
That is.
Yeah.
Okay. Got any shout outs?
I'm going to shout out. I'll shout out to Reggie Scott.
Oh, nice one. Hello, Reggie. How are you doing? Hope you've been good for your mum. Do you think you're going to be my score?
Yeah.
Yep. Why are you still shouting? We're not doing the shout outs anymore.
I don't need to shout anymore.
Nope, no shouting. No shouting needed.
Whisper.
No, just nice voice.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, 30 seconds on the clock. Are you ready? Yes.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Oh no.
That's well easy. Where's all the pencils gone?
What?
Oh, come on.
No.
Oh, come on. Can I get more
1.
pencils, please? Thank you, that's lovely. I'll have to go to the slow motion replays for that one, because there was quite a few in there.
Yeah, but they've got to be in at the end of the... Well, technically, James...
Because they all spilt on the floor here. There's 1.
James, can you come to this side of the table, please?
There's 2, 3.
James, can you come to this side of the table, please?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
This could be the last time I invite James onto Challenge Craig.
Why? Because I'm beating you. I'm better than you.
No.
That's 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 or 16 there.
No, James. Because there was none in at the end of the 30 seconds, your score there was 0.
Yeah, but they were on the floor, weren't they?
Yeah, but so, like, I could just go...
They're meant to be in the cup, I know.
Yeah, but I could just throw a pencil on the floor and say I got 50 odd. Like, if I got all the pencils, like...
Well, that's not right, is it?
No, well, this isn't right either. There is no pencils in the cup.
Well... If you left them in the cup...
Yeah, but if you didn't knock them... Anyway. James, Unfortunately, this week you have lost with a score of 0.
15, 16.
No, 0. Jonah got 4 and I got 15.
I got 15.
You didn't get 15. So this week's winner, yet again, it is me, Craig, from Challenge Craig. Don't throw pencils, kids. Don't throw any objects at anybody. James, don't throw pencils. Don't throw objects at other people. If you did the challenge, if you think you can beat me, do it. Take a picture, take a video, send it to our Facebook page. We'd love to see it, and you might get... Stop throwing pencils. You might get featured on next week's episode of Challenge Craig. Now, Jim, do a song. Should we do a song?
Let's do a song.
Roll it.
Hey, oh, let's go.
In my wrestling and in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence, you won't let go. In the questions, your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Whoa, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are my light, my lighthouse, shining in the darkness. I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore.
Shining in the darkness, I will follow you safe to shore. I love that song. Anyway, that's the end of the ARK Online. We hope you've had a great time with us. We hope you've done all the challenges, done all the memory verses, done the actions to the songs. And if you have, take a picture, take a video, send it to our Facebook page. We'd love to see them. And you never know, you could be next week's video of the week. Right, I'm going to pray for us now as we leave. So get ready to do the prayer drill. 1, 2, 3. Dear Jesus, we thank you once again for everyone watching the ARK Online this week. We thank you that you love us so much. Thank you for being our superhero and help us to understand that sometimes you may ask us to do things that seem strange or out of our comfort zones, but remind us that you're always with us and will always protect us. Be with us this week as we enjoy the summer holidays. And if there is any older people watching that are waiting on the GCSE results, we pray that you calm their nerves and help them through any anxiety or stress this may be causing. We love you and we pray all of this in your holy and mighty name. Amen. Right guys, that's the end for this week. We'll see you again next time. See ya. Bye.
Hey, oh, let's
Thanks guys for watching this week's episode of the ARK Online. Remember, you can watch previous episodes on our YouTube channel. Please consider subscribing to us. It helps us out greatly, and giving us a like. Don't know what that really does. It helps in some way. Maybe it helps to share it out to other people. Also, give us a share on Facebook and just let people around you know that the ARK Online is happening. And we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.